Scouty stole your spot already. You've been.
Thanks, Scouty. I appreciate that. Can I squeeze in here? All right. Hi.
Hi.
Hey everybody, I'm BT Urella. And this is my lovely fiance, Ann Malcom.
Hi.
And we're making a video for a reason we never thought we'd make a video for.
Because. Dun 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 dun! I'm gonna put that sound effect in there. Dun 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 dun!
Dun 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 dun!
Anyway, I'll do a quick intro then.
Go ahead.
So, we are filming this because my fiance and I wrote a book together. Something I said I would, my posture's terrible. Something I said I would never do. Like, never. I was like, no. People used to ask when we first got together and I was like, no. But then we did. We wrote this book and it's out today.
Hush. It is out officially today and we are in celebration. She's drinking her beer with a straw.
So
it's supposed to get you drunker, I guess.
No, it's actually for
drunk.
my lipstick.
Which one is it?
It's my lipstick.
Mm.
So I don't really care about the drunkenness of it all. But
so I know a lot of people ask where the story starts.
Okay.
And it starts because I looked it up because I wanted to get it right. The 3 Cleveland abduction victims, they were taken off the street as teenagers and they were held for upwards of 10 years by Ariel Castro, Michelle Knight, Amanda Berry, Gina DeJesus. So a couple years ago we were watching TV news and 1 or 2 of them wrote a book and it got us talking about it, and I was just like, a lot of them come back from that kind of experience and a lot of them write books and they heal and they become like motivational speakers, and I was like, but I bet you there's one or a handful of them that just, how do you even go through something like that and come out the other side a normal, caring, empathetic human being? And so that kind of initiated the idea of Hush, and this idea of a character who had gone through that and who came back and couldn't find normalcy, who had such a rage and vengeance within them that they had to act on it, right?
And yes, so this was, if you don't know already, this is Taylor's baby. This is like his brainchild.
Well, we conceived of it again together in conversation.
But you're the one that like had this. I wish you could see how cute this is. I'm sorry, it's not very.
Just you get one ear.
Not
right
in
here.
keeping with the subject matter, but there's a little dog that's like squeezed between us.
Just take a picture. Oh, look at her. Great minds and all.
Oh my word. Okay.
She's our little co-host.
Yeah, we have another one at our feet. So I actually did ask if anyone had any questions, and I did ask on Instagram too, and people did ask me questions on Instagram, but I forgot to save them, so.
So I'll finish the little story there. So that kind of that idea fermented for a while because I have about a million book ideas in my head at any given time. That book was kind of like 5th in line. Anyway, I started school back up and I took 2 screenwriting courses, a really great professor, and I pitched this story, Hush, and it had that heroine in it that I was talking about. He said, yeah, great, do it, and I wrote a 30-page script for the first third of the movie. And then that's when we started talking about potentially doing something with it.
Yeah, which to me, it didn't feel like co-writing. Like, he's like, well, I've got the screenplay, so you just need to adapt it into a book, because the screenplay is pretty much just like, here's the scene, here's the dialogue, like, here's the situation. And then he's like, can you just add the fat to it type thing, or the flesh.
Fluff it, flesh to the bones.
Flesh to the bones. And I was like, yeah, I could totally do that. Because I just don't think I could do the traditional co-writing when it's like you write one chapter. Or I don't even know if that's how people do it. But I just couldn't do it. So it just happened super organically.
So, and for me it was, I wrote the first 30 pages of the screenplay and got connected to these characters and wanted to see this thing to fruition and thought it would be a great book. I think, with it being a female heroine who is like the main character, and my lovely fiance is a fantastic writer, I thought it would be really cool. I think I very sheepishly went like, hey babe, so what do you think about maybe taking my screenplay and maybe adding to it and making a book? And she was all for it.
No, I was, because as I said, that's something that's way more achievable for me, and I feel like that's the only way I could do it, because I just didn't think I would suit co-writing, and then it just happened like so easily from
so
there.
I know this answers some of the questions that we got today,
Yeah.
but what happened was, so that 30-page screenplay, she took that and pretty much, like she said, put flesh on the bones of what I had, and then she continued the story full to the end. And so we would toss ideas back and forth, we would brainstorm, but she put the rest of it together. So we worked together to get it there, and then that's when I had the joy of going back through it, and then I added more bits and added more depth, and I think especially with the Maddox character, I think I touched him up the most, but I loved it. For me, it was so fun because it was a collaborative effort that, like she said, it wasn't the kind of pressure that's on where it's like, here's your chapter, here's my chapter, here's your
I
chapter,
couldn't
and
do
the
that.
flow kind
Yeah.
of, I don't know.
Yeah. See, if we'd done it that way, I don't think it would have been such an easy process. It didn't.
I went up and you went
I
up.
know. I feel like I'm like slouch.
I'm slouch constantly.
I'm wearing Taylor's shirt, by the way, everybody. That's all I ever do is steal his shirts. So should I go into the questions? All right.
That's pretty much the gist of how we got from, the beginning to here.
Yeah.
That's why
That's
you'll
how
get Hush in your hands hopefully today.
I just dropped.
That is why that's a thing, a tangible
I
thing.
need to get like a cute thumbnail, or maybe I'll just take a photo. You can't look at the viewfinder though.
All right.
So hopefully you will have bought it today, and you should buy the paperback because I want you to. All right. Did you switch off writing the female and
Someone
male
said that.
characters?
That's why I tried to.
We didn't really though, because like you probably put way more into Maddox, but we didn't say you can only write the female and you can only write the male.
Well, that's what I was saying.
Yeah.
I was just simply saying that we already answered that, as in like yeah.
Anyway, how did you go about writing it? When you write, do you start from the beginning to the end, or do you do bits and pieces and focus on point of view? So this was really different to me because I write my books like back to front. Maybe like a few lines at the start, and then I'm like, oh, here's an idea for the ending. Oh, here's an idea for the middle. And my books are just like chunks, and I just do them so randomly, and they're such a mess. But like with the screenplay, it was already like set out for me, so I wrote it in a way from at least until the screenplay was like finished, and then I went back to my regular old chaotic.
But even then, there were parts where, because in my head, I've constructed the story in my head. I'm like, okay, well, let's find a way to get to here.
Yeah.
And it would be, I'm not going to say the fucking plot point, but there would be hard plot points that I'm like, this is what was in my head. How are we going to connect these dots? And we had a lot of that, a lot of discussions about just the scenario and what she would do and just getting to know the characters.
Yeah, I agree. What made you decide to write together? Also, what is it like writing a book with another author? So we said what made us
We
want
did
it.
say that.
But I've never written with another author before, so
I'll speak
Taylor
on
has.
that.
Yeah.
So I enjoy it every way, but I do think every author is different, and it's a very personal thing to write. So this is the easiest co-authoring I've ever done by far, and I love this way that we did it. And I think it'll really work for us going forward with stories as well to do it this way, because it's just so much more. Like I said, everything is kind of wired with each of us. We're in every word in that book because of how it was written.
Yeah.
And but I've loved all processes for different reasons. So I don't know.
But that's what was the best, obviously, because I'm the best person that he knows.
So there's that. Next
Why
question,
are we going to cut all that?
Because I don't even know what I was going to say.
Oh, that's okay. How much was planned and how much was pantsed?
Half and half.
Yeah, half and half. I think I probably pantsed like a few things. I was like, what? And I wrote it and I'm like, is it okay that I did this kind of thing?
Yeah.
And because Taylor already had so much ideas in his head in a good way. Do you think the story will evolve? And did the story evolve into something different than you originally thought? I don't know.
Not far.
What do we need to do to make this a movie or a TV show?
I wish.
The female version of Dexter.
Fucking
right
buy the
to
book.
Netflix. Yeah,
buy
the book.
Buy the book. Buy the book.
Yeah, buy the book.
If the book happened to get big and did, if this connects with you like we hope it does, because it does mean so much to us.
Yeah.
I mean, this story it's just everything.
Yeah.
Very important to both of us.
No, it is. Like, oh my gosh, I'm getting emotional now. I got emotional when the proof first came in the mail, and I didn't think I would. My heart's usually made of stone with my books. Taylor is like so good with his books. He like looks at them or like reads through them. I'm like, oh yeah. Like,
I have to
because
smell 'em.
yeah, and I'm like, I love all my books. Don't get me wrong, but I just usually I'm like, it's lost almost its novelty for me because I don't know.
28 books later, that can happen.
Well, I don't know. I'm just saying it made me emotional. So I really hope that Don't look at me. I can see you looking at me. Anyway, just to make it into a movie or a book.
It'll have to be bought, and people.
And
have
also
to be
write to
interested.
Netflix and stuff and be like,
That'd be cool
yeah.
too.
I would love to see more of their lives after the book ends. Do you have a plans for a second book? This one, so Renee, who asked this question, she's got like 4 different books, so I will answer the question.
4 different books, 4 different questions.
Oh my god, I know. I have small strokes throughout the day. But I did have steroids today. The ones prescribed by a doctor, and I feel loopy.
She has ear problems.
Yeah.
Is that the right one?
Yeah, this is, yeah.
Left one.
Got an ear infection. Shoshi said, I would love to see more of their lives after the book ends. Do you have plans for a second book?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And can I say what it kind of is? Or not?
Well, isn't that the second question? Which character was? Oh, okay.
No.
So yeah, go ahead.
So we have plans. Well, I don't know if you've already read the book, so this will be good. But if you're going to read it and then you're going to know that this character is getting more of a story, that will also be good. Shelby. It's going to be like you're going to see Orion still, but it's going to be more
Shelby
centered around
central.
Shelby and like how she's navigating life, because arguably she does a more healthier way of coping with what happens after. And I want to maybe have this one a little bit more romance centric.
We're talking about Shelby, and
Yeah.
this one, the
Book
next
2.
book 2.
Don't we already have?
Or
We've
romance-centric.
already got a rough working title
some-
for it. Working title.
Plot points.
Plot points. But yeah, I want. What are you doing?
Getting you in the middle. Okay, good. But I want.
As I said, I want this to be more romance centric. I think that this book is exactly what it needed to be, and I'm so glad that we didn't do it like romance. But Shelby's book, as I said, she's more like stable. So, and she's got somewhat more of a palatable reaction to what happened to her. So.
Though there will be some action-y.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. And also, I think we're gonna do. I don't know. Maybe if we do a short story of Orion. I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay. Would you consider writing a book together that either melds your book world series with characters from each?
That would be a fun challenge one day. So I've already told her I had so much fun with this process. Like, she's stuck with me forever, and I want to write books with her forever. And I won't take up all her time, but like 1 book a year or something.
Yeah.
That we do together. And I think down the road, maybe 5 years, that would be a really fun challenge.
I think so,
I like
yeah.
that idea. That's super fun. Really interesting challenge.
Yeah, I think it's also like really healthy for our relationship to do this. Do you agree? Like, I don't know.
It's working together. I
But
think any
yeah.
couple's working together.
And we didn't even fight. I think we had one little tap and that was it.
Yeah, we never argued over any plot
No,
point or anything. I don't
nothing
think,
like. No.
Yeah, and I think for anything that I was rigid on, that I'm like, I have to see this in the book. I think I had enough supporting evidence for it. We're really good at just communication. and
Yeah, I agree.
we respect each other's input, and she actually the same thing. I said, why don't we do this? And you said, no, this scene needs to stay. And I said, yeah, okay. I agree with you. I was being lazy, sorry.
Would you like to write something completely out of your comfort zones together, say rom-com?
Oh yeah,
etc.?
I'm addicted. I'm addicted to the idea of rom-com books. I will admit that I need to read more of them.
Yeah.
But I think they're so. I like the idea of being. Again, though, I write best in darkness. I write best when my mind's like in a dark place and I'm like thinking of very complex, jaded anti-heroes. And so I wish I could write a rom-com. I would love to attempt it one day. I just don't know if I could.
I don't think I could either.
30 Days was supposed to be, if you've read 30 Days, it was supposed to be just a satirical rom-com. That's what it was supposed to be, just simple, breezy reading. And it turned into a very complex book about substance abuse and depression and losing loved ones and grief and so many things. And
But
how I write.
I don't know, I think dark humour, we could probably do like a dark humour book together, but I don't think I don't know. I actually really like to read rom-com books. I find them really good. What is it, the one that you read from is it BB Reed?
B. Easton.
Easton, so not BB
44
Reed.
chapters about 4 guys, or 4 men, I believe.
Tara Savick, she's another one. But yeah, I don't know, I almost feel like rom-com is harder to write than dark. I don't
Absolutely.
know, humour is so different and so subjective to everyone, so I don't know, it's really hard to write something funny, especially writing something funny is so hard, like that you're not going to get like a movie or anything, you're not going to see it, so creating, I don't know. Okay, so that was all. Actually, we have a few other ones, but I just so many people want to know.
Hold on real quick.
What? This isn't weird.
Oh, okay. I wanted to thank the person who had all the questions.
Oh,
That
it was
really cool.
Renee Clark.
Really cool question.
She's awesome.
Always appreciate that.
Yeah, she has. Whenever I have people like ask questions, she always has really, really in-depth questions, which she's awesome. Here, so many people ask what genre is Hush. It's probably like whenever I talk about it, somebody are like, is it horror? I got a question like, is it horror? And people are, look at Taylor's face.
I don't know. I don't even know where that line is anymore because
Yeah.
people think all Stephen King is horror, and it's not. Misery wasn't horror. I mean, I don't know. I have a very jaded view of what horror is. I don't think it's a horror. I think it's a thriller.
I agree. I think it's very much a thriller. I think it's
Yeah.
very much like a feminist book, like a revenge book, and like
Vengeance, for sure.
a vengeance story for sure. And so many people are like, oh, I don't like scary books, and they're not asking the questions in like an offensive way. They're just more curious. Obviously, because a lot of my readers are like romance readers.
Yeah.
So the romance genre, like I understand because I used to be a hardcore, well, I still am, but like a hardcore romance reader, like sometimes you don't want to venture out of your genre because you read to feel safe or for an escape or whatever. So I can understand that, but
There's a beautiful love.
I agree.
Actually, there's a beautiful nugget of love, a love story in here. That is one of my favorite parts about this book.
Yeah.
Actually, I mean, this man's deep love for this woman, that like it's unending. It will never go away.
Like our love.
It will never go away, no matter what, no matter how mean she is. I'm just kidding.
I'll go with Ryan Darby on your ass and put you in a shallow grave somewhere. Seriously.
No, but I think it is. It's not romance by any
No.
stretch of the imagination, but love is definitely a thread along in the story.
I don't think you can really write a story without some aspect of like
I
don't know,
was gonna say that too, for sure, but whatever. It's a thriller.
Yeah, I would say it's a thriller.
Suspense
So if
thriller.
you're like on the fence, obviously there's going to be trigger warnings in this, but we don't like go graphic into, the scenes or anything like that. We've tried to dance the line between highlighting, how horrible this is and the fact that it goes on in the world and making it readable. You know what I mean? We're not going to try and really, really, really delve in and just alienate you or anything like that.
Well, and that's part of why, I don't know our blurb word for word, but part of our blurb, let me see it real quick. This is not about their captivity. This is about their struggle to return to a life that's passed them by. Very important for us, and even for this story, when it was just a nugget of a story, was not talking about what actually happened in that place, because what happened. We all know what happens in that place.
Yeah.
We don't need to dive into the abuse that they went through. Our question was what happens after, like how you deal with that.
And like these three different girls from three
girls
different
backgrounds, and they all deal with it in their own way.
Yeah.
Some good and some bad, and some that'll leave you saying, wow, do I agree with this? Is this right? Like the moral line.
It's definitely the moral compass. Yeah, we're really kind of trying to toy with you and make you think. We want to like bring you into the story. We don't want you to be like a passive observer, if that makes sense. We really want you to kind of take this in and be like, well, what would I do if this, you know what I don't know. Because obviously this is really real. So.
I think that's it. I think that's a good little stop point. Huh?
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, and also I already had the idea of doing a paperback giveaway, so people watch this. I'm going to post on my Instagram like come watch this video to get it.
I'll do the same, and I'll have a bunch of books in there as well.
Yeah, so we'll have the details of like how to
if you share, we'll do some stuff, and I promise I'll make it awesome.
Yeah, we definitely want to do a really cool giveaway with random merch stuff and our other books, but all the details will be down below, and obviously the link to Hush if you haven't already got it, which you should have anyway.
And if you happen to read it, let us know what you think.
Yeah.
I really want to.
Sorry to interrupt, but another way, if you really like us as authors and want to share the book, is write a review. Even if it's like a few sentences, reviews are so important.
This book.
Yeah.
Like
this book was fucking awesome.
This book wasn't my cup of tea, but it was well written.
I'll
take.
You don't even have don't give us. Just be honest with your review.
Honest reviews.
Reviews are so helpful, especially for indie authors. Like that's how we get visibility and all of that. So, yeah.
That's it. Hush, love you, babe. Yeah, well.
You could have done like tap with that, how it takes up the whole screen. In a delicate way. Say bye, Scotty.
Look at Kiko.
Yeah, this is what she does to me every time.
They call them Velcro dogs. Weimaraners Velcro dogs, and it is for a reason. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye. Okay, you have to do cute.